Welcome to Growth Leaders, the podcast where we explore what it really takes to lead, grow, and inspire in today's changing world. Start Go by Short Learning Solutions is our AI-powered learning platform and ready to launch training library to help teams grow faster, perform better, and stay future ready. Our mission is to make world-class learning accessible and affordable for every small and mid-sized company. My guest today, Bengt Hagander, today the Blueberry King in Sweden, previous Olympic sailor, silver medalist in the World Championship in Flying Dutchman, growing early rise companies to multi-million-dollar business, but also been through tough times closing down highly promising enterprise. His journey is remarkable and exciting. Listen to and understand what it takes to become successful in sports, in business, or as a farmer. He's a builder of people, a believer in growth, and a leader who's lived every phase of success firsthand. Bengt, welcome to Growth Leaders. It's exciting to dive into your journey today.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
That's great. Bengt, you're today living in one of the magic places in southern Sweden where you a few years back realized that you had a piece of land which was not used. So my question, how was your thinking when you decided to become the Blueberry King using this land?
Well, I have had the luck of having a very, very energetic and good job career. And at the going towards the end of your career, you sometimes consider, well, why don't doing something considerably different to what you've done before? And under these circumstances, we decided, my wife and I, that why don't we use the land that we have for something that has not succeeded very well until today. And that was the start of the think process, yes.
So if we then move back a few years, you and your friend Magnus decided for an Olympic career with the Flying Dutchman, one of the fastest and most complex double-handed dinghies. Do you see any similarities with that decision and the decision of growing Blueberry?
Well, both topics were ultimately pretty complicated. And
Yes.
the challenge was in both things that you had to do it very well in order to succeed. Blueberries in Sweden is not easy to grow, and it is not easy to make money of. Competition worldwide is very big and fierce. So that is very similar to going after an Olympic career, trying to be the best sailor in the world.
So there are those tough mental decisions going into your mind. Am I going to make this happen?
I think it's the challenge that is the interesting part of it, yes.
Yeah. So when we spoke before this podcast, you mentioned that you ran your Olympic career as if it was a business with a business plan and so forth. So tell me more about that. Is it really necessary to run a career like that with a business plan?
Well, today, the life of an athlete is 24/7, yes. And if you are working with your body continuously, you have to consider the fact that you cannot perform a normal job. So financing this operation is a particularly important part of it as well. So you are more or less a manager of yourself or your team, being an athlete, and traveling around the world and making sure that you can stay in all the places that you have to stay on and focus on your performance, not on everything that is around it. So you need to put together a business plan in order actually to make sure that you have both the financing in place, that you have the training capabilities, and that you have the material coming along with it, developing boat sails, masts, rudders, foils, whatever. And it is very similar to developing a business today. Yes.
That's interesting. Do you see a difference? I mean, you were in the Olympics '84, and I know you were running this campaign for some time, some years earlier, and you were also ranked as one of the top candidates for the Olympics. So, if you look at the sports, the athletes as of today, those doing, let's keep it in sailing, is it harder today, or how do you see it? Not looking at the boats, but actually going into a campaign, or is there similarities, or how would you express it?
Well, finally, sailing has also reached a level of media attention, so there is a good possibility of earning a considerable amount of money in top performance sailing today. This was not the case 30, 40 years ago. Money has always been in soccer, has been in tennis, in a couple of sports, but not in sailing, because it has been very difficult to make it visual in TV on what's going on.
Mm.
As that has come about with GPS and where every boat today is identified, so you can see the performance on TV, how you constantly improve or you do not. This means that media drives the salaries of the performers, and sailing is nowadays, at least for the top-notch performers, is a good business. Yes.
That's good. And you have also been into the venture capital and business development for many years. In your view, what is key for being a successful entrepreneur or being an entrepreneur? What is the difference here?
Well, if you compare it to being an athlete, then I would say it's very similar. You have to actually evaluate the opportunities first. You have to see what is possible and what is not possible with whatever business idea that comes along for you. And then you have to identify the correct people. You have also to identify the person that comes with the business idea for you, whether it is a professor or it is a development team or whatever that would like to make business, because it is many times the individuals that are important in a small growth company. And this can be detrimental to the development of a company if there are the wrong views on how to be successful with the product going to the market. And you have to align everyone that joins the project in what are the important facts. Yeah.
So what is your litmus test? So both for yourself, but if you look at a business outside, so is that on the individual, or I guess there's more to it than the individual also?
Oh, absolutely. I have had a considerable amount of companies that have failed, and I have also had a few that have been very successful. First of all, the overall thing is you never know which of the ones is going to be successful, because success comes when there is someone that wants to buy that company, and it comes only if it fits in a part of another big company, and then all of a sudden there is a demand for exactly what you have developed. That is one important item. It's also quite important that if you choose a business idea that it is scalable, you need a number of different products that you need to have on hand. It's a one-piece product company is not going to make it in the tough environment that we have today. So you have to figure out at an early stage whether you can have a multiple series of products, a category, so to say, that you can go to market with. Single products are usually very difficult to bring to market. Then it comes also one other important thing, and that is the inventor. Yeah. The inventor may have the opinion that 80% of the company is the invention. And this is a very hard task to try to convince an inventor that you need the channels, you need the marketing, you need the sales, you need the pace to get it out into the market, you need the production. So the actual inventor and the invention is maybe 20% of it, yes, in that
That's
range.
that's
And
an
that's a very
interesting
tough
insight.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very tough thing to swallow for an inventor.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And what's you've been in the venture capital, also seen that, and I also you've been running your own companies, potentially self-funded. How is your view? Your own money, your own investment, external. How do you reason about the investment? Because it has an impact on pace on the one side, but it has also an impact on, you know, the more losses you have, the more risk you have also.
Well, I think this is a very good question. Very good question. I think you should ask yourself prior to going into it, where is my stop point? How much am I prepared to actually jeopardize in this journey? Because I see a few people that just continue to add money, to throw in more money, to throw in more money, and by the end of the day, it's all gone. Yeah. So you have to be very firm on, okay, we're going to use this amount of our own money because if it doesn't work, then I have so much left to do something else. Yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes it's smart to have a stop point already figured out ahead of time. Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting, and so then let's look into a little bit about decision making. You're a racer. I've been part of racing too in sailing, and that there's a lot of decisions going on a race course, especially when you're on the top. Do you see that type of experience you have had there? Sometimes it's gone right, sometimes it's gone wrong, sometimes you thought it was all right, it did not go right, and could be the opposite side too. Have that experience from a decision making had any impact or learned on decisions in the business world? Maybe
Well,
haven't
that's an
reflected about that.
yes, it's an interesting perspective, but competitive sailing is a matter of statistics. You put yourself, given the fact that you have a well-run boat and you have a good crew and everything, you want to avoid mistakes. The one that makes the least mistakes will end up in the top 5. Yeah. So you want to avoid mistakes, and that makes you put yourself on a race course in a situation where you avoid that luck plays in or negative effects plays negative for you. I think there are similarities in business. You have at certain points when there are difficult decisions that have to be made quickly, and that happens. You have to avoid to make decisions that leave you only with one option. Yeah.
Mm.
Preferable, you should not end up in that situation that you have to make a last call. But if you end up in that situation, you will have to try to make a decision where you have as many options left as possible. Yeah. But
Is
it's
that
easy said.
where you, yeah, I mean, you talk about adaptability in
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But I can translate that also to sailing. Don't go all the way out to ley line. So that's furthest out to reach the buoy too
Absolutely.
early, because then you have no adaptability left.
Yeah.
There's no choices left. Uh, um, so what is your
And
reasoning around adaptability there?
well, here again, watch your cash flow, see what decisions you can make in a tricky situation that keeps you moving into the right direction, but leaves still options open for you to veer left or right, because I have learned through experience there is nothing that comes with such a regularity than unforeseen happenings.
That's
They
interesting.
always come. Yeah.
Yeah. And you, as a
Even
leader,
if you think this cannot happen, it can happen, and it can get worse.
yeah, it's interesting because, running your own company and so on, there's so many times you believe I'm just on, it's such a great decision. You're going in there and then a half year down the line, or shit, it wasn't the right decisions.
Yeah.
We need to tune again
Yeah.
to make it really happen.
And this
So
makes important that you have a good team that is able to accommodate a change. Yeah.
And talking about teams, so what is your underlying leadership philosophy? So when you build a team and you run and hold it together, well, how do you reason?
Well, if you build a team, then you want to have the best person on every position. Yeah. Now, what is the best person? The best person may not be the smartest, may not be the fastest, may not be, but for that position and for the team, the best person. Yeah. So it can be you maybe you rank language skills as higher because that is necessary for development of further markets, or whatever you have your team for. But it is important also that the team fits together. Because if you have two in the team that go into opposite directions, that can be, at least in a smaller company, pretty difficult. Yeah.
So do you have any examples during your journey here where you have put together a team to make things happen? How you, if you take an example, looking back?
Yeah.
You don't have to take just explain the company as such, so we don't have to take specific people or so, but you can do that too, of course.
Yeah, I mean, particularly marketing and salespeople are very lingual, yes, and very good in selling their own personality. To me, it's performance that matters, yes, and particularly in other countries like the US, people are extremely good at selling themselves as good performers, but you can get very disappointed. And I've had, unfortunately, to fire a number of people in marketing and sales that did not perform. And I've also learned that people's personalities don't change. Even they say that they're going to change and they are going to adapt and whatever, it's not going to happen over time. And just discontinue. It's unfortunately the if it doesn't get right in the first time, and then maybe not in the second time either, then just there is no way that team member should continue. It's not going to be good enough for you.
And that's an interesting learning journey because it is on the way, giving people the chance, showcase, and it's okay to make a mistake, but don't make the same mistake twice or three times.
Yeah,
that is so that you have to learn and adapt. Yeah.
Well, on a race yacht, for instance, you have several people and all are performing their tasks, and if that constantly goes wrong in one position, the whole team is upset. Yeah. And it is like a company. But it's not so easy for people to see what happens in the other part, on the technical side or on the marketing side or on the production side, what's going wrong there. Yeah. On a boat, you all sit in the same boat. You see instantly how that is. If I want to make a similarity there.
Yeah, and I think there's a good similarity. And talking about that, now you're more of a farmer. Are you missing sailing a lot?
Oh yes, I will always. But I'm lucky enough to have friends that bring me along even now and then, and sometimes I also make a quick job on a competition for a bigger race yacht somewhere here and there. Yes.
Yeah, I think that is something, if you're brought up with a lot of being at sea, it's hard to just let it go. Just there's so much to it, with all the elements, with the water, with the wind, with the waves, with the tactile parts, the strategic part, and the trimming and the teams, and there's everything in it. So it's a complex.
Absolutely. It's fascinating.
So now I'm going to have some rapid fire questions to you to end up.
Okay.
To see. So how do you define great leadership in one sentence?
Great. Firm, picking the right people, determined.
Yes. One book or mentor who changed your leadership perspective?
I was once hired as a CEO of a battery company, and the major shareholder of that company, Bertil Gylling, he was an unbelievably interesting person that had a fantastic nose for business. He brought Sony to Sweden when Sony only had 200 employees. Then he looked for an alternative, a low-cost alternative, and he brought Hitachi to Sweden. Then he learned about computers. He found a little garage company with 4 people in it. One was Stephen Jobs, and he brought Apple to Sweden. There are sometimes people that just understand what can be business, and he was so fascinating to work with. Even if he was a pain in the ass for a CEO, but fascinating to work with. Yes, learned a lot from him.
And the final, if you could give one piece of advice to a young leader chasing growth, what would that be?
Chasing growth. Yeah, we're all impatient. Patience is important. Yes. Things just don't fall into place very quickly. Growing companies take time if you don't want to risk a lot. Yeah. If you want to make the journey lower risk, it has to take time and find the right people with it to join you. You should not be alone. It's the pick of people around you that is very important.
Yeah, that's good. So let me close up. From Olympic waters to corporate boardrooms to the calm fields of Sweden, Bengt Hagander's story reminds us that leadership isn't about titles. It's about mastering change with a steady hand and a clear purpose. Thank you, Bengt, for joining us at Growth Leaders by Shot. Your journey shows us whether we are navigating storms or planting seeds. Leadership is all about growth and people. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you on our podcast today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.